Scorpio is that sign that like someone new will come and they'll be like, no, there's just something off about them. And everyone else is like, you've known them for like 2 seconds. Like, give them a chance. And Scorpio's sitting back like, okay, you're gonna see. You're gonna see. And guess what happens? 3 months later, a year later, 10 years later, it'll come out. The shit that Scorpio was talking about, it'll come out. What's good, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Tuesday. How you doing today? It is a full moon eve, so if you're feeling a little stressed, if you're feeling like the energy is a lot, don't worry, your girl is here. I'm gonna feed you some good energy and we're gonna giggle and we're gonna learn and we're gonna laugh and we're gonna have ourselves a time. We are going to be talking about the 4 zodiac signs that have the most powerful intuition. If you already have an idea of which 4 I'm picking, comment it down below and then we'll see if you were right or not. But anyway, enough yapping, let's get into it. Okay, first up we have Pisces. Pisces is ruled by the 12th house of the subconscious, so chances are Pisces sees and feels everything before anyone else does, especially in this 3D realm. Pisces is one of the most, if not the most empathetic sign, and this really comes from their ability to break through any barrier. They are immutable water, and you know, when you're mutable, you are changing and shifting and opening yourself up to new ways of doing things all the time, and this makes Pisces' energy very, very fluid. And you really won't even see them coming, you know? Meanwhile, they have figured out your energy from a mile away. They have figured out your energy shifting from a mile away, and you didn't really even see how they got in there, you know? Pisces energy actually can just go to places that most people can't, you know? When you are mutable water like that, you know, there's just more space for you to get into the places that most things cannot get to. Pisces is also always teetering the line between fantasy and reality, as we know, and in their highest vibration, they won't completely abandon the reality of this world. And I say at their highest vibration because I think if Pisces just allows themselves to be taken, you know, by their need to disassociate, they will live in Fantasyland forever. And they won't really be happy, you know, on this planet because they are so ahead of the curve when it comes to understanding certain things. Because they're not grounded talking about these things, they're just living in their head. And that can make them very, very sad or depressed or anxious, you know? But if they are acting at their highest vibration, they'll use the magic of the fantasy world to make sense of this reality. This will really help them notice things faster than the average person. And what is that? That's your intuition, right? Intuition is not seen. There is no fact behind it. Cough, cough, Virgo.
Now why am I in it?
And you could have did it.
See how I get wrong and
you never apologized.
You know, you're just catching a stray right here, but that is just the truth of it. You just have to believe in that feeling, which Pisces does. You really cannot sit there and be like, yeah, I have this feeling, but like there is no fact behind it, you know, so I can't really go with it. That is when you are creating a block between you and your intuition. Your intuition is one of the most powerful tools that you have on this planet. So you would do well to believe in it and to listen to it and to strengthen your bond with it. And it's just something that comes very, very naturally for Pisces placements. Pisces' relationship with their dream state also shows how powerful their intuition is. I know not everyone really believes in dreams like that or if dreams even have meanings, but I personally do, and I feel like if you're watching my channel, if you're into astrology, I would think that you're pretty open-minded, so you should be open-minded when it comes to your dreams as well. And for Pisces, and you know, everyone really, but Pisces really understands this, that dreams can be symbolism to send you messages, and Pisces placements can really enhance their intuition when they start opening up themselves up to the messages of their dreams. Okay, next we have Scorpio. We have Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by the 11th house of transformation and death and rebirth. And you know, when Scorpio steps into the underworld on the daily, which we do, whether we want to or not, we're going in there. And when you do, when you step into the underworld, you are stripped of everything that makes you feel safe, right? Like, there is nothing really fun about Pluto, right? But it is a place where you can really transform and you can have these ego deaths and you can really become new versions of yourself as long as you are able to look at the darkness of your life, the darker aspects of you, you know? And you really only have you when you are stepping into these shadow realms, right? You only have you and your soul and, you know, your shadows. This relationship with the underworld allows Scorpio to see people's hidden agendas. That is one of the pluses, you know, of having Scorpio placements in your chart. Like, yes, when you have Scorpio placements in your chart, it can be scary because you feel things intensely and, you know, you can be very possessive, and these are all like the negative aspects of it, right? But what comes with that, the power that comes with that, is also being able to see the darker aspects of other people, you know, using your intuition, your powerful intuition, to be ahead of the curve, to be ahead of people's games, you know, because you've stepped into the underworld and you've seen their hidden agendas in the underworld, right? Now we have to obviously talk about the infamous Scorpio eyes. You know, they are our greatest tool when it comes to seeing through people and through situations. They say the eyes are, you know, the window to the soul. I think that saying was probably created by a Scorpio, because when we stare at you, we are quite literally doing a full energy check, a full vibe check, really, to see who you are, what you stand for. Do I really like you? Do I fuck with you? Do I see myself being someone that trusts you? You know what I mean? Because if I don't trust you, what is even the point here? Trust is everything to a Scorpio, and we really use our intuition as a way to create barriers around us before we let people in. We need our intuition to do the work before we allow you to get to know us. We use our intuition to really see what it is that you're trying to hide from everyone else, right? Scorpio doesn't believe everything that they see. They know the biggest truths actually lie beneath the surface and are usually left unsaid. I think a lot of people like to pretend that they're blunt, or they want to hide behind their big personalities, when in reality, they're not really sharing who they actually are, and they're hiding behind their big egos, right? And Scorpio understands that. And we really just use our natural internal lie detector to cut through bullshit that usually distracts other people to find exactly what our intuition was telling us about. You know what I mean? I think Scorpio is that sign that, like, someone new will come and they'll be like, no, there's just something off about them. And everyone else is like, you've known them for like 2 seconds. Like, give them a chance. And Scorpio's sitting back like, okay, you're gonna see. You're gonna see. And guess what happens? 3 months later, a year later, 10 years later, it'll come out. The shit that Scorpio was talking about, it'll come out. So Scorpio, if you get annoyed because people don't believe you, it's okay. It's okay. The truth always comes out. So just be patient and don't worry about it. And don't worry about trying to convince people to believe you, you know, when you have these insights. For anyone, actually. For anyone, any sign. If you feel like you have this power within you where you can really, you know, see things before they happen, and you get frustrated because people don't believe you, that's not your journey. Your journey is knowing it. Sure, you can warn people, but keep it cute. Say it once, and if they don't believe you, they don't believe you. You did your job. You know what I mean? Also, Scorpio being ruled by Pluto notices the negative energy and ulterior motives of other people faster than most people. So when Scorpio notices a shift, we are quick to dissect the situation because we now view it as a threat. We view you as a threat. And you know, once Scorpio sees you as a threat and they go into protective mode, we're about to start World War III. You know what I mean? We're about to get the soldiers in line. We're about to call your ass out. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm in a situation, and when I have been in situations where I have to call people out, I am coming through with the facts. I'm coming through with the receipts because I've been working overtime, you know, analyzing you, analyzing your behavior. And when it's time to actually talk about it, I'm prepared, you know? Okay, so obviously one of the signs I have on here is not a water sign. And it makes sense why all the water signs would be on this list. Don't worry, Cancer, you're coming up. But this next sign I feel like doesn't get a lot of love when it comes to how powerful their intuition is, which is Aquarius. Let's talk about that aqua intuition. So Aquarius is ruled by the 11th house of innovation and community, right? So when you are talking about a sign that is heavily connected to the people around them, to their community, of course you have powerful intuition. Why? Well, because you are out here in these streets. You're always talking to different people. You're always connecting with different groups of people, you know? You're not just connected with one type of group, you know? You're opening yourself up to experience multiple types of groups. Aquarius is the friend that in high school was probably friends with everybody, you know what I mean? Or could get along with anybody. They don't like to box themselves into one group, right? And when you break barriers like that easily when it comes to who you connect with and who you learn from, this really allows your intuition to break free because you are constantly noticing patterns before everyone else, you know? You just have a bigger circle of people to learn from, you know? And Aquarius is also the trendsetter of the zodiac. And to be the trendsetter, you have to be ahead of the curve, you guys. You have to have insight on what will be happening, what will people need before it happens. And that is some powerful shit right there. You know what I mean? When you are able to look into the future on some Raven Simone shit, like actually look into the future and see, okay, this is what people are gonna need. This is what's gonna be popular. When you're able to do that, that is your intuition talking to you. You know what I mean? That is your intuition telling you this is what the people will need. This is what the world will need. This is what we need to utilize now to make people have a better future. Aquarius has the ability to anticipate humanity's needs before the collective. They are the ultimate risk takers, and their risk-taking nature is fully aligned with their powerful intuition because they're not scared to step into the unknown, you know? They back themselves up even if it's unknown territory. And when you are using your intuition, when you have a powerful intuition, you're not questioning your intuition. Your intuition is telling you you're gonna go here, and even if you haven't been there before, you're gonna go. And that is Aquarius. You know what I mean? Aquarius likes to step out of line. Aquarius likes to take risks and go places that nobody else has gone to because they trust their intuition. Okay, last but not least, obviously, we have Cancer. Listen, Cancers are some of the most intuitive people on this planet, and it is because they are ruled by the moon, right? What else really needs to be said? When you are ruled by the moon, of course, you're gonna have some of the most powerful intuition on this planet. The moon is the planet that is associated with our inner world, our emotions, and our depth. And, you know, Cancer understands feelings and energy like no other sign because their own emotions are constantly changing. The moon changes signs every 2.5 days, right? And that means that Cancer placements are constantly flowing with this energy shift. Now, the flowing isn't always pleasant, you know, sometimes they fight back, sometimes the waves are crazy, sometimes there's a tsunami, but no matter what, the energy is shifting. And because they're such emotional people, that is where their powerful, you know, intuition comes from. When you are open, when your heart is open to the emotions of other people and to the energy of the world, you're a very sensitive person, but you're also very, very good at trusting your intuition. You know what I mean? Because the emotions are easily flowing through you and you're not second guessing your emotions and these insights. And Cancer really just needs to be careful because I think a lot of people, if they don't understand Cancer energy, they'll tell you to tone it down. They think your emotions are too much, right? And if you listen to those people, you will create a block between you and your intuition. Your big emotions are helping your intuition. They're feeding your intuition. And Cancer being ruled by the moon allows them to understand why people are the way that they are, why they act the way that they act, because they honestly understand how complex the journey is from one emotion to the other. That's why they're not very judgmental when people are crashing out. Cancers are not very judgmental when people are crashing out because they understand. They crash out like 200 times a day. You know what I mean? So they're not here to judge. And their intuition is really what's allowing them to see that, okay, you're having heavy emotions right now. What can I do to be there for you? And Cancers, because they're the most sensitive sign, obviously sensitive to themselves, but also sensitive to other people and their shift of energy and their environment. They notice when you are down, you know? They notice when you don't feel safe, or if the environment doesn't feel safe and they want to get out. You know what I mean? Like, that is their intuition telling them, hey, the environment isn't safe. We don't feel safe here. And if they love you, they will do anything to make you feel warm and safe again and to get you away from places that don't feel safe. Cancer placements just ultimately have this natural motherly instinct And that is, of course, tied to their powerful intuition because they can anticipate your needs before you even have a chance to tell them what's wrong. Okay, guys, that is the end of this video. Let me know, do you guys agree with the 4 that I picked? And if you have any of these signs in your chart, what is your relationship like with your intuition? Do you trust your intuition? Do you want to strengthen your intuition? Let me know down below because I would love to hear it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys on Thursday for the podcast. Bye.